Get in here! Get in the room. Welcome back, people. Yes, we are with another live. Jason Lee versus Zaydon versus the internet. Thank you, guys. Listen, I am back with a new audio episode, and it's all about you at Jason Lee. Thank you, guys. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Zaydon, for more great content. Thank you. It is going to be an incredible episode on Gag Review. Listen, thank you guys so much for tuning with me on this new audio episode. Jason Lee versus Zaydon versus the internet. Listen, we got a lot to talk about on this episode. If you guys that know, we're gonna just jump right into it. I have to say, if you guys haven't already seen the Gagging with Jason Lee versus the internet show yesterday, he was going on a rant. He was going on a tangent against everybody who's against him. Now, Jason Lee had a lot to say yesterday on his show, and he was throwing a lot of subliminals. He was throwing a lot of shade. He was being very messy, but he was mixing it all together, so you can't really tell who he may have been talking about because he didn't put an at on it, which means he didn't give them any clout or give them any exposure from what he was saying. Now, here on Gag Review, you know, I've been on Gagging with Jason Lee on his show, 47 episodes, you know, before he kicked me off of his table, which he set up for me. We're going to get into the reason why I'm upset with Jason Lee personally and why I'm no longer sitting at his table that he built, which is called Gag Nation. But Jason Lee was going on this a huge rant, this huge tangent. You know, he was breaking against everybody. So the first person he was against, it had to be number one, ARMON WIGGINS. I don't know exactly what's going on with him and ARMON WIGGINS. Word to the street and sources on the curb allegedly say that, you know, Armon's been throwing subliminals. He's been shading Jason Lee. The things we don't always see because he has it on StreamYard. So Jason Lee's not watching StreamYard, but the fans are watching and sending Jason Lee the receipts of ARMON being shady and throwing all these subliminals. Also about payment and money. Allegedly, you know, ARMON said that at one point Jason Lee wasn't trying to pay him for the show when Jason Lee was on his sabbatical. And he was not working with Gagging with Jason Lee. And that way, ARMON came on the show and did the show for him 2 times on his show. And so a lot of people have been speculating that they are feuding right now. We don't know exactly the reason why they're feuding, but sources are saying that they are feuding and that they are no longer friends. And you know, ARMON hasn't came out on his show yet to say anything about these regards. I think he's keeping it very hush hush because he doesn't want this to affect his career. He also doesn't want this to be a thing where, you know, Jason has all the connections and all this press that he ends up losing everything attacking Jason Lee. So he's just going to keep minding his business, doing his content and promoting. You know, as you guys know, when Jason Lee was having his show yesterday, Gagging with Jason Lee, at the same time, ARMON was having his show. And they were battle trying to figure out who had the better show, how many more viewers you have versus their viewers, how many super chats. Apparently people are sending super chats or not sending super chats about to their shows. And so we got a lot to discuss in this episode, but let's bring it back to me and Jason Lee and why I'm upset with Jason Lee. I would say a couple episodes back, as you guys know, I interviewed Dejan on my show. He alleges that I was talking to his significant other, and they ended up messaging Jason Lee about me wanting to come on the show so that we could discuss it. Long story short, the person didn't want to come on the show with me. I text Jason Lee and I said, I will only do the show if you came on my show. If, maybe I can get a free gagging sweatshirt or merch because, I bought a lot of merch from his show. I'm sending a lot of super chats. We sent flowers to his show. So I felt like I wanted to get something back from the employer. And Jason Lee, when I told him that I had these demands or these requests, he decided to go on the show the next week and say, hey, Zaydon's no longer on the show anymore. He is banned. He is not coming back. He's not moving forward on the show because I decided I did not want to do that episode with him. I wasn't going to give him that clicks and them views. A lot of people can talk about me, but I was great a business for Jason Lee on his show. I've done so many different things on his show, and the show was more popping when I was on the show. We had all the Gag Nation come on the show wearing the merch. Here it is now going forward. Jason Lee has these 3 members on his show, Sharon, Jameer, Amber Lynn, and sometimes Sweetie Poo on his show every single week. Now he's putting Johnny and Ariella on the screen because they're, members of the Gag Nation, but also production. And unfortunately, it was just really giving me sad yesterday. I saw one point where he, was disrespecting Sharon, and Sharon was like pay attention over his Sharon and just cursing her out. And I think it was just a little bit too much. And he was yelling at production because they didn't get it right. Of the assets correctly or wasn't going in order, but they didn't have a run through on the show, Jason Lee. So you can't really blame them for them. It's not being perfect, and you haven't done a show every single week and versus it being edited versus on Hollywood Unlocked. And so I just kind of bad. I feel kind of angry. I feel kind of like, Jason Lee thinks that we're all bad and we're all out to get him and all these different things. And it's like, it's not true, Jason Lee. You have forged some of these relationships bad blood because of yourself, because of how you treated other people. You never allowed me to come on your show and to discuss the real tea that was discussed on your show. So now, now that I'm on your show and I have my own show, Gag Review, where I don't need to come on your show to discuss anything to you. I have my own show I can talk on. And so, here it is. He was giving very much angry man. He was giving very much angry. He's very upset. He's still working on his deal for his show to be finalized. I hope he's on a big network. We're rooting for you. Probably going to be on Zeus. Who knows? Allegedly. That's what the sheets has been talking. Since you already got the show over there anyways with Rolling Ray. And you're the executive producer. And so we're going to break down this new audio episode step by step. But first, make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video. Every time you like the video, it helps me grow. Puts it in the algorithm. So make sure you guys like this video on YouTube. You like it on Facebook. You like it on Twitter. It helps me. I appreciate you guys. Listen, this is going to be a new audio episode. But let's get into this whole thing with Jason Lee and his whole rant yesterday. And I think we have a little bit of the video from Jason Lee's show yesterday. So we're going to just go ahead and play that. So production, go ahead and roll that.
Although this is the new award for my new show, for the Mandingo Hall of Fame, we give awards to people who have big dicks. All of you can suck on this one tonight, okay? Because all of you big dick suckers tonight in media, you're gonna get fucked tonight. And I'm gonna start calling you out. All of you bitches with bad edges, there'll be a lot of you black women who want to be protected on the internet who be the biggest co-conspirators to the bullshit. All you bitches sucking mainstream dick at all these companies you work for as an employee, you mad because a boss is speaking. I'm gonna stop dealing with half y'all because half y'all are employees and you don't even rise to the level to have the conversation with me that I even give you. And a lot of you other aspiring journalists and aspiring bloggers and YouTubers that I let sit at my table, you can't sit at my table no more. You bitches can starve. You're back on AFDC or FDC or EBT or whatever whatever the fuck they give you broke niggas, you're back on that shit with me. I'm not letting you eat at my tables no more. Why? Because if you look at your Instagram, I and all of my support.
Production, stop it right there. I want to make one thing very clear. That part when he says, I am all down your page, I'm all on your support, I'm everything. He's talking about Zaydon. He's talking about me because I constantly post him on my page from past shows that I've done and on his show. And so he's upset. Yes, Jason Lee is my bread and butter. When there's a hot story or whenever there's something going on, his name is being talked about. Yes, just like the Wiley show has had Tasha K, just like ARMON WIGGINS has Larry D. Reed, Zaydon has Jason Lee. So, but go ahead, production, roll that.
All of my shit is on your shit. And you've eaten at my table and you used all my relationships and access to look like you popping, but you ain't nothing but a broke ass, troglodyte ass bitch. And you're doing nothing but talking about me. Now, I'm not going to ask you because you know who you are. You're sitting there in your Hanes or Fruit of the Loom underwear or your holy pink panties going, oh my God, he's talking about me. Yes, I'm talking about you. So go find a way to subliminally tweet me because I'm giving you a subliminal to your subliminal. But my subliminal matters more because, bitch, when you go back to being that dry or that potato salad with the raisins in it, bitch, everybody's going to see it for what it is. I now am and will still be a champion for Black media, but I'm keeping y'all at a distance. Because at this point, there's a lot of you that I don't trust. There's just a lot of you that I don't trust. I'm seeing how y'all moving. I'm seeing what you're doing. And these stories I'm going to get into tonight, especially this first topic, I see how y'all all tried to play with me. One motherfucker said, oh, they was going to read me. You were never going to read me. You could never read me. You wouldn't read me in person because when you're in person, you suck my dick. Oh my God, you're Jason, you're the GOAT. You're this. I know what the fuck I am. I know I'm the GOAT. I know that. I know that. And I know you know that. And I know your followers know that. And I know your fans of your family, but if you got any, they know that. But it's so crazy how I can unfollow one person on the internet and the whole motherfucking internet start talking. I got that kind of clout? Damn.
Now, production, let's pause it right there. That's also me as well, and someone else too. Jason Lee unblocked me on my Zaydon Instagram account. But yes, he's talking the whole internet. Yes, Zaydon on his show. Yes, we're still talking.
Y'all worried about one following? Shit, I don't even follow my.
But Jason Lee had a whole lot to say on his show, and it's just funny that he's being this way now. It's just really funny that he's acting this way. Jason Lee, you've made your bed, and now that you have to lie in it, it doesn't seem like it's a good fit for you. But whatever. Listen, I want to thank you guys for being with me on this new audio episode. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Zaydon, for more great content. Thank you. Listen, we also have another clip the day after Jason Lee is talking about he doesn't feel remorseful at all in regards to doing the show. He's not upset. He doesn't feel like he needs to say sorry. It is what it is at this point. And so we actually were able to get that clip.
I know y'all probably think I'm rolling around in the dirt because of my shirts. I have a dog that sheds. So if anybody has any idea for what I need to do for my dog to not shed all over me, let me know. Also, I know you like this new hair. This is called a hair mask. For those of you that don't know, this is not a new look. I'm not Desi Arnaz, so please stop with the jokes. All right, last night on my show, I said a lot. And I know y'all want me to wake up this morning and say I regret anything. I don't regret anything. There is not one fuck around me to give about anything anymore. And I think y'all, because my podcast has been off for so long, because I'm still waiting on this deal to go through, that y'all forgot who I am. And you think that the glow up made me change who I am. It hasn't made anything change. I am changing how I support people because, I purposely didn't put an @ on any name last night, but the comments this morning, tell me loud and clear who you think I'm talking about. Because you clearly are watching everything on the internet. And I said what the fuck I said. I'm not letting nobody play on my name anymore. The problem with this industry is that we're so driven by mainstream and so driven by commercialism that we're afraid to stand up for ourselves. Do you really think that I came from nothing to get everything I ever dreamed of to let you bitches play with that? No. This is not about clicks. This is not about getting people riled up on the internet. If you let people bait you into a fight with me, you deserve everything you get. And I've told my attorneys, I will find new attorneys if they don't sue who the fuck I want to sue. We are not letting you play on my name anymore. Now, I want to say to all the other creators out there who are on their come up, this is the type of shit you're going to go through. The bigger you get, the more they try to discredit you, the more they try to attack you. They did it with Cardi. They did it with Tiffany. They did it with Floyd. They did it with every...
So there you have it. Jason Lee's the day after his show is talking about he doesn't feel remorseful. It is what it is. Stop playing on his name. And so, we wanted to just reach out to Jason Lee and says that, you know what, it's okay to take some time off, maybe go on vacation until the show goes into fruition on being on the network. I think it's very sad and unfortunate. I think that the way he was talking to Johnny yesterday and the other girl in New York and Sharon, and I just think it was very, very sad, Jason Lee. And if you want Zaydon to come back on the show, well, I can't come back on the show. I have my own show now. But, maybe I can get the Gag Nation back in the show to make it happen again so that you'll be a little bit more happier. And so, you know what? Since I'm not on Jason Lee's show anymore, I decided I was going to call in on the Wiley show and talk about this. So we were able to get that audio from the Wiley show. Check out me calling in on Wiley's show right now. Roll it, production. I also want to talk about Jason Lee. Now, everybody knows that Zaydon been on Gagging with Jason Lee 47 episodes. I was sitting at his table before he decided to throw me off his table. And so now he's upset that all the YouTubers and all the people are talking about his show, are talking about him bad. But yet he can go on a whole campaign talking about Nicki Minaj and everybody else. But when people respond on him, he doesn't like it. Now, I don't know the reason why ARMON and Jason Lee are feuding. I don't know why. But everybody knows when we watched his show yesterday that he was clearly talking about ARMON. He don't want to put an at on it, or he don't want to say, oh, this is the person, because he don't want to, I guess, give them any clout or attention. But clearly you're talking about ARMON. ARMON was there for you in the beginning when you helped build your show. When I was on his show, when it was glitching and it was messing up, ARMON made it personally to go to his house, help him set up his computer, give him more RAM, more boost, and more protection so that his show can run more smoothly. And here it is, it's sad and unfortunately that ARMON is deciding to distance himself from Jason Lee because of the whole situation. Now, I have a little bit of insight on the Jason Lee and ARMON's situation. Sources close to me that's on the production of the show that says that, or Jason Lee feels as though that ARMON's been shading him and throwing all these subliminals. And now the fact that Jason Lee doesn't have his show on Hollywood Unlocked anymore, that ARMON is basically deciding to distance himself from Jason Lee. The reason why ARMON doesn't want to say Jason Lee's name is because he feels like Jason Lee has a bigger star in the industry and that he could probably take him down. And ARMON just at the point where he's building his channel, he's building his following. He did get hosted by two of the biggest superstars in the world. And so ARMON doesn't want to put an at on it until Jason Lee puts an at on it. And so right now, they're just both throwing subliminals at each other, constantly throwing shade. And so here we are. We're just the people just talking about it, wondering what happened. There was an episode where people were saying that Jason Lee didn't want to pay ARMON $500 to come on his show, but yet when Jason Lee wasn't having his show on Gagging with Jason Lee, ARMON came on the show twice. Not one time, Wally, but twice to host his show when he was away on his sabbatical. Long story short, Wiley, I hope that, ARMON just continues to build his channel and just ignore the extra noise. Because at the end of the day, Jason Lee is going to be Jason Lee. He's going to continue to be who he thinks he is in his head. So, but great show, Wiley. Thank you for having me on tonight. So there I have it, guys. Zaydon calling on the Wiley Show. If you guys are just now tuning in, make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Zaydon, for more great content. Listen, that's going to be the end of this new audio episode. Make sure you guys rewatch the episode, like the clips, post the clips, share the clips. Let Jason Lee know that we're not against him. I'm just a content creator reporting on the mess. Listen, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me on this new audio episode. And I think that's all the tea that I have to spill today. And so let Jason Lee know. Make sure you send him these videos, send him clips, and let him know that we over here on Gag Review support him. But we also know that he is content and he is our bread and butter. So as long as you're out there in the media, we're going to keep you over here in our media. Bye, guys. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. And I'm out.